back to E60.
So this is a story about two guys who are from rival gangs who assumed that they were either going to be in prison or dead by the time they were 21 years old. As it turned out, they got one last chance, went to a community college, became friends, and it wasn't until after they became friends that they realized they both liked the idea of surfing. So that became the bond between them. These two Mexican-American former gangbangers decided to start this camp in Santa Barbara. And their hope is that, you know, by being in this environment, out on the water, where turf doesn't seem to matter, they can actually help save kids' lives, like surfing did for them. Water. Everyone needs it to live. But it's what Manny Raya and J.J. Ortiz needed to survive. Raised in and around Santa Barbara, a coastal community known more for its immense wealth than its violent gang warfare, rival gang members Manny Raya and J.J. Ortiz's childhoods were defined by anger and crime. So describe yourself to me when you were 15, 16 years old.
I was a guy in high school that had coke in my socks and all that stuff and slinging it. I was pretty much down to do anything, rob houses. And also, when it came down to hurting people, I was down to do it all.
When I was 14 years old, I expected to be the best gangster that I could possibly be. I refused to be a bitch. I refused to cower. I wanted to be a kamikaze motherfucker that just didn't give a f. I wanted to put it down that hard. I only saw two options for myself, getting busted or dying.
In 2001, after compiling long and increasingly serious juvenile arrest records, Raya and Ortiz, then both 19 years old and from rival gangs, were charged as adults in separate and unrelated cases with possession of a deadly weapon. Instead of going to prison, they were told they could enroll in college, which they both did at Santa Barbara City College. It was there that Raya overheard a conversation that would change his life.
The passion that they had in their voice, like it reminded me of the passion I had for gangbanging, you know what I mean? They were really excited about it. And I was like, that sounds sick, you know?
The surfing talk inspired Raya, who could barely swim, to get aboard and head to the beach.
It was kind of scary, but I'd head out there and I'd just ask people, like, you know, what are you doing? Like, you know, how do you paddle? How'd you catch the wave? And then I finally caught a wave, and it was just like the best thing ever.
Raya had met Ortiz at school and invited him to try surfing.
He was going through the same struggle as I was, so we had a lot that we shared. And then surfing came into play, and we became dogs.
Raya and Ortiz both ultimately graduated from college. Ortiz now owns a successful tattoo parlor in Santa Barbara. And Raya is pursuing his master's in philosophy at San Francisco State. Both could have left their communities and the trouble that exists there behind. But they didn't. Instead, for 2 weeks every July, they take time off and take between 6 to 12 kids, just like they were, to the beach to learn to surf.
Ready to go surf, buddy?
It's called Turf to Surf. Ortiz and Raya came up with the idea in 2001. Funded by local donors, each year they've gone into rough neighborhoods and juvenile detention facilities that they'd once been sent to recruit kids for the camp.
You know, I'm no different than you guys, you know, just growing up living, you know, that lifestyle.
This surf camp is our way of giving you guys an opportunity just to see something different, you know? Take it for what it is. It's just something for you to try. If you like it, cool.
What kind of kids are you looking for?
We're looking for the kids that are just like us when we were like 15, 16. We're looking for the kids that are falling through the cracks.
If you really want it, just put like, I really want to do this on the application.
Day one of camp. It's July 22nd. 12 kids, members of some of California's toughest gangs, are spending their first day together, and tensions are high.
The first day they try to jump me,
But I didn't want to back down, so I still called them all out.
Us coming from there, we can see what's going on, you know? So we'll just jump in and be like, what's up? What's going on, dog? Like, you know, cool that shit.
What would happen if somebody did start something? Have you ever kicked anybody out of camp?
We won't kick anybody out. We want to show them unconditional love, that we're going to be there no matter what, no matter what, you know? We're not going to give up on them.
Ortiz and Raya spend 10 hours a day trying to teach these kids to learn and to love surfing.
Some of them didn't get it the first day, but they kept working at it, and they got it the second day, and some got it the third day. And yeah, it's a super sick feeling to catch one of these waves and all your work pays off.
When you see the wave coming, you like start paddling, you're like, dude, I can do this, I can make this, you know? This is better than I thought it was gonna be. This is awesome.
It doesn't take long for these gangbangers to learn to be kids again.
The part that sticks out to me the most is when I told them that they could bury me in the sand if they want to, and then they started clawing at it with like their hands. That's straight kid stuff right there, you know what I mean?
Still, even within the seemingly safe confines of the camp, it's hard for Raya and Ortiz to shield the young gang members in their program completely from the sometimes harsh realities of their lives. On day 5, they head south to Huntington Beach for the U.S. Open of Surfing, an annual Woodstock of summer sports.
We were just like meeting new people, and there was a bunch of girls like everywhere. There was bike competitions. It wasn't just surfing, it had like a lot of things to do. But everywhere we looked, it just looked like there was a pair of eyes on us.
In a mostly white environment, the kids, along with Ortiz and Raya, stick out. And an hour after arriving, they are detained by Huntington Beach police.
They said David spit over the rail, and they said it landed on someone, and that's assault.
They came up to me, they're like, you have any drugs on you? You've been drinking lately? They searched me, they just talk to you.
They can't get anything on David, so then they start like, oh, you know, do you guys have weapons? Do you have anything that's gonna poke me? They start searching each one of us.
I think they're just trying to piss us off to where we would explode or do something stupid or say you and then just walk away or whatever and like try to arrest us.
Fortunately, we have a great group of kids. Everybody handled themselves well, and we were able to get out of there with no problem.
As they made their way out of Huntington Beach, the young men of Turf to Surf absorbed a lesson that Raya and Ortiz never intended to teach.
We went to go show them that, you know, you could be part of this other world and be accepted, and then the cops just get on them for the way they look.
This is the kind of shit they're gonna put up for the rest of their lives, whether they like it or not.
You see a brown man with a tattoo, they automatically judged us.
Day 8, the camp is in Malibu, one of surfing's most legendary locations. A fitting place for the kids to spend their last day at Turf to Surf.
Let's go get some waves.
So what happened in Malibu? I mean, the kids like really just kind of really took it to another level.
They did great. It was the best day that we've had in the camp. It was a perfect ending to the 2 weeks.
The waves the kids rode that day reached upwards of 8 feet.
Those waves are intimidating, and these guys are just taking off on them with no fear. That's the shit.
But more important than the skills that had been built up were the barriers that had been broken down between young men from rival gangs.
Any other time, they'd fight, just automatic on sight. You're not from my neighborhood, I don't recognize you, it's on. But like yesterday, we were surfing, and then David caught a wave, and Roy was like, yeah, go, 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 and like they're cheering each other on. It's awesome, like that's just, it's great.
On Thursday, July 31st, Turf to Surf held their annual final day picnic and presented the kids with some going away gifts. Surfboards donated by local merchants and some heartfelt words of encouragement.
Honestly, like, you know, did you ever think you'd be surfing? And not only did you do it, but you kicked ass, you know what I mean? That's the way life is, dog. Anything else that you put your mind to, homie, you're gonna kick ass, because that's just the kind of guy you are, you know what I mean? I love you, dog.
I know they're definitely touched, you know, like, I could see it in their eyes, and I could hear it in the voices when they're just telling us thanks, you know, they appreciate it.
Despite the warm glow of the last day, Raya and Ortiz are under no illusions that 2 weeks of surfing will fundamentally change the lives of every one of the young gang members, the way that it has changed theirs.
Do you ever feel sad knowing that they've just come from 2 great weeks and they're going right back to where they were before? And some of them may end up making the same bad decision.
Yeah, of course. We're not going to change everybody from gangbanging, you know, and we don't expect to. But if we could do it for a small few, then it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.